Hello viewers, Tim Poole here, editor of Gambling Insider, and I'm here speaking exclusively with Michael Dugher, CEO to become chair of the Betting Gaming Council. Michael, thanks for joining us, and how are you?
Very good. I think we've had an excellent session for our annual general meeting. It was brilliant to have not just the minister, but the shadow minister as well, and also the chief executive of the Gambling Commission. So I think, and we had a great turnout of members from across the sector, from online to traditional bookmaking and bingo and casinos. So I think we've had a fantastic turnout, and CEOs here as well. So been a very, very productive session, I think.
How do you reflect on what, as an attendee for the last sort of 3 AGMs, including this one, probably the most politically integrated one we've had yet? As you mentioned, all the kind of guests we've had, we'll speak about specifically about Mr. Andrew Rhodes. I'm going to ask you about him in a second, but how do you reflect on, I guess, what is an achievement for the BGC in getting so many different voices to the party, so to speak?
I think, as I said at in my opening remarks, I think it's a great tribute not just to the BGC, but to our members and to the wider industry. You know, if I'm being honest, 4.5 years ago, when I was first appointed, the industry was in a very difficult position, and reputationally had taken quite a lot of stick. I think in some cases unfairly, in some cases understandably, and we've worked really hard over the last 4 years to kind of turn the tanker on that and actually show the contribution that the industry makes. You know, as Stephanie Peacock put it, the Shadow Minister, you know, to our culture. And our communities, you know, to the economy, you know, points that again have been acknowledged across government as well. So I sort of saw it as a sign, really, that that the industry is respected, is engaged with, and is listened to, and we've got that kind of pull now, and I'm just delighted for all the different parts of the industry, but most importantly for the people who work in the industry and our customers too, because I think they deserve a voice in all of this.
So, as we mentioned, touched on briefly, the Gambling Commission CEO Andrew Rhodes was here. A big coup for the AGM. Again, as a neutral party watching, he was very strong in the face of critical questions. I thought he spoke really well. How do you reflect on the fact that he was here? Because you importantly mentioned that he doesn't need to be here. He has a lot of things he could be doing otherwise with his time. And how do you reflect on sort of how he did, I guess?
I think what we saw from Andrew today, I think, is really symbolic of how he runs the GC. I think, I've said this before, the GC, you know, there'll be plenty of occasions when my members will be moaning about the regulator. That's what you do if you're in a regulated industry, of course. But I think he has been a transformative figure in terms of the regulated sector. I think the GC now is better led than it ever has been. We cannot fault the engagement we get from the GC. Look, we're not going to like every outcome, every decision. We'll have significant concerns and direction of travel in all kinds of areas, and it's for us to make our case and to slug it out with them. But I don't think we can fault his engagement, the amount of time that he puts in with the industry. And look, you know, the fact that he is talking to all the different sectors within the industry, spending that time, you can only hope that that makes for better, more informed decisions, and I hope we're seeing that too.
Mm-hmm. A question for you personally: any emotions for your last AGM as CEO, and also obviously with the presentation you did, albeit a bit of gritted teeth with the Forest-Leicester rivalry, but with Bridget Simmons, who is outgoing as chair?
Well, I think John Pino described it as a bittersweet moment. I mean, Bridget Simmons has been my boss for the last 4 years. She hired me and brought me into this industry. She's been the best boss I've ever had. She's been an excellent chair of the BGC. You know, she really did play a critical role in bringing the industry together, but also getting its act together. And she's been able to do that, and she has been a huge champion of safer gambling, and has made that front and centre of everything that we've done, and has ensured that the BGC, as much as being a representative body, has been a standards body. And I think that's that's the legacy that she leaves us, and certainly I am very conscious in taking over as chair that that they are very big shoes to fill. She's been a superb chairman and ambassador for this industry, and this event today has been a lot about celebrating past success, but I think recognising that we've got significant challenges going forward, and I think there's a lot we can learn from Bridget's leadership in the last 4 years.
A final question from me, looking ahead, any updates for the viewers on the appointment of the next CEO, the person who'll be basically sitting in your chair this time next year?
So we've got a recruiter in place. We've been advertising the role. I think we've had a lot of applications, as we would hope and expect. I think it's a job. CEO of the Betting and Gaming Council, may not be for the faint-hearted. It's a tough job. I know that probably better than anyone. But it is a good job. This is a great industry. Might not be everyone's cup of tea. I always say half of all adults enjoy a bet on a regular basis. Half of adults don't. That's okay. I always joke, I don't think it should be compulsory. But for people who enjoy a flutter, whether it's on sports, racing or football, or whether it's bingo, or whether they play the lottery, or whether they enjoy online gaming, or whatever it is, I think people recognise it's a fundamental part of British culture. It's a huge part of our economy. We have a responsibility to speak up for millions of customers and tens of thousands of people who work in the industry. And I think the CEO of the BGC, the next CEO, has a unique role to play in that. And it's a big responsibility. It's a big job, but it can also be a very rewarding one. We have driven so many changes and standards in safer gambling over the last 4 years. The next CEO will take on that role. So it's not an easy job, but I think it's a good job, and I'm confident we're going to get lots of good candidates, and it'll be a tough decision, I think, for all of us who are involved in that recruitment. But I feel very optimistic about the future. I think there's a lot of talent out there, and in my new role as chair, I'm looking forward to working with whoever gets that CEO job and build on the success that Bridget and others have created, and we can take the BGC from strength to strength.
Well, Michael, thank you very much for your time. Good luck with the search, and best of luck with everything else. It's a busy time for the BGC this year.
Great. Thank you, Tim.